Hello patrons and YouTube channel members. Yes, this is this month's update video. I'm taking you behind the scenes and sharing with you what's happening with the Lloyd Evans channel, which you are so generously supporting. Obviously, it's convention season right now, so I've been crazy busy. In fact, an apology is in order because I missed this month's Fireball Fodder live stream, and I feel really bad about it. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to reschedule, so I'm gonna have to just postpone until next month's Fireball Fodder live stream, and I don't know, try to make that live stream as good as I possibly can. But yeah, it's a very challenging time of year. As I'm speaking to you now, I've just finished filming the rebuttal for the Saturday afternoon of the convention. Basically, we've done the Saturday morning and the Saturday afternoon back to back in terms of filming. So having only just edited the Saturday morning convention, Tibor is going to have to straight away switch to editing the Saturday afternoon. But at least that will mean that we're 2/3 of the way through convention season, which is just this marathon of propaganda. And I'm sure I don't need to explain how much work is involved in sitting through an entire convention and singling out the moments that viewers are going to find useful in understanding the Jehovah's Witness religion and exposing the various problems and what have you. I tend to aim higher usually. I tend to set my sights high when it comes to setting targets for myself. And I think I just bit off more than I could chew in July, which meant that something had to give, and in the end I couldn't do the live stream, and I'm very sorry about that. But I will be back with the Fireball Fodder live stream in August, so we have that to look forward to. In terms of stats, if I'm looking at the last full month, which was June, obviously we're at the end of July now, but we don't have all the figures in. June was actually better in terms of views than May. So in May, the channel got 320,510 views. And in June, it was slightly more, 325,000. I'm hoping that July will be significantly more. At the moment, as of the figures for the 27th of July, so still with a few days to run, July is already on 343,000 views. So the views are going up, which is encouraging. You kind of want the views to go up in convention season when there's so much content going out on the channel, and it's extremely exhausting. So it's rewarding to see the views going up, but I don't take anything for granted as a content creator. And I'm always open to any ideas that you patrons and YouTube channel members may have when it comes to content that you like to see. Typically, the voted videos are a good opportunity for you to spell out specific projects that you'd like to see on the channel. But if you're a $1 patron, feel free to just shoot me a message if there's anything in particular that you'd really like to see, or any tweaks or improvements that you think we can make. In terms of subscribers, the channel grew by 190 subscribers in June. And in terms of the audience, there were 92,500 unique viewers, which is really humbling. It's nice to think that so many individuals have watched the channel, because the views number is always going to be not representative of how many individuals there are, because obviously subscribers will tend to watch more than just one video over the course of a month. So I'm always interested in knowing how many actual individuals are watching the channel, and I like to think that perhaps a decent percentage of that figure will be people watching the channel for the first time and hopefully finding the content useful in some way. That's more or less everything I have to share with you. I did briefly want to talk about the interviews. We are managing to get more interviews booked, so you can expect to see more people from cult backgrounds sharing their stories in the months ahead. And I'm especially excited that we are now able to bring more experts and scholars onto the channel. So we've already had interviews with the likes of Dr. Alexandra Stein, Stephen Hassan, Richard Carrier. And I always learn from these conversations. I feel almost like I'm cheating and getting like a university or college education by getting the information straight from the horse's mouth, by learning directly from someone who has spent their entire career studying a particular facet of either the Bible or psychology or how religions work, you name it. We do have more scholars coming up that you're going to see in the weeks ahead, where I've already interviewed them or interviews are planned. So we're going to see Dr. Dennis MacDonald, who is a Bible scholar. We're going to see Dr. Kip Davis. We're going to see Dr. Robin Walsh. All of these people who have, again, immersed themselves in a subject that really Jehovah's Witnesses know so little about, namely the Bible and who wrote it and where it comes from. And I'm hoping that by bringing more scholars onto the channel, you know, the value of the content is just going to go up that little bit. And so I'm super excited about that. We also have another Faith Unchallenged episode coming up. So you may remember in episode 1, Tibor and I were out in the middle of nowhere in a forest interviewing a lady who was setting up a camp for the end of the world. Well, in episode 2, I'm going to be visiting the Hare Krishnas and learning everything I can about that particular group, but doing so in a very non-confrontational way, where it's more about having a respectful dialogue and letting the audience decide for themselves. So lots to be excited about in the weeks and months ahead. All that remains is for me to stress on behalf of the entire team working behind the scenes on this channel how much your support is valued and appreciated. It's because of you that we're able to do all of this. If we didn't have our patrons, if we didn't have our YouTube channel members, you'd be looking at, again, 4 or 5 videos a month max that I would be editing myself, because I would be the only editor. I would be the one researching, prepping, presenting, and editing. And I cannot do all of those things on the scale that we're currently doing them. So it's absolutely essential that we have our team. We have someone who's just been brought in recently who's really doing a great job in getting interviews booked. So there's lots happening, and it's because of your support that it's all possible. And I really cannot thank you enough. So that's all from me for this month's update video, and I'll see you next month.